Little people, Big World star Matt Roloff selling family farm again with major price change. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Little people, Big World alum Matt Roloff has listed his family's famous farmhouse for sale once again, this time with a major price cut. The former TLC star, 63, is listing 16 acres of his 109-acre Helvetia, or property, including a 5,373 square foot farmhouse, for $2,895,000, with the real brokerage, as first reported by PU. See the listing here. Roloff Farm and the original farmhouse has been a monumental part of my life for over 30 years. The reality personality told the outlet in a statement. This legacy property was shared with millions of you around the world through Little People Big World. It holds some of the most magical memories and will forever live deep in my heart. Yes, I had truly hoped that the entire farm would remain in the family forever, but life happened, and that was not meant to be, added Matt, who is dad to twins Jeremy Roloff and Zack Roloff, 34, daughter Molly Roloff, 31, and son Jacob Roloff, 28. With ex-wife Amy Roloff. My kids each had their own wonderful lives, some with their own farms, projects, and their own individual dreams, which I honor and am so proud of. The family's 5-bedroom, 5.5-bathroom farmhouse is also decked out with a custom kitchen, home theater, 6-car garage, swimming pool, and spa. As I approach my 64th birthday, this old grandpa has learned that less is truly more, said Matt, who has been spending most of his time in Arizona with fiancée Karen Chandler since 2018. These days, I find joy in life's simpler blessings, spending time with my precious grandchildren, focusing on a new, exciting TV project, and soaking up the Arizona sunshine. The Roloff family's farm has been an issue of contention since Matt and Amy's 2016 divorce. In 2020, Amy, 62, sold her portion of the land to her husband for $975,000. And while both Zack and Jeremy told their father they'd be interested in buying part of the farm, he put the land up for sale to the public in May 2022 for $4 million. In October 2022, Matt took the property off the market, announcing that the main home would now serve as a vacation rental. In August 2023, Matt put the property back on the market for $3,395,000, but he then took it back off the market for a second time in December 2023. For nearly 2 decades, Little People, Big World has chronicled the lives of the Roloff family, showcasing their joys, struggles, and everything in between. At the heart of the show has always been Roloff Farms, a sprawling piece of property nestled in Helvetia, Oregon. But now, this iconic slice of television history is back on the market. Matt Roloff, the family patriarch and longtime owner of the farm, has relisted a 16-acre portion of the property for sale with a newly reduced price tag, signaling a major shift not only in his personal life but in the legacy of the Roloff family. This latest development in the Roloff saga is more than a real estate headline. It's the continuation of a deeply emotional and at times controversial journey that reflects evolving relationships, unresolved family tensions, and the inevitable changes that come with time. Roloff Farms has always been more than just land. It was a symbol of unity, ambition, and familial connection. Purchased by Matt and Amy Roloff in the early 1990s, the farm was initially a modest property that the couple transformed into a picturesque rural oasis. Over the years, they added barns, play structures, pumpkin patches, and trails, building it into a family business and seasonal destination that drew tens of thousands of visitors every fall. As their family grew, so did the farm's significance. The show Little People, Big World turned the property into a character in its own right. Viewers came to know every inch of the land as they watched Matt, Amy, and their 4 children Zack, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob navigate life, relationships, and personal growth. In 2016, Matt and Amy finalized their divorce after nearly 3 decades of marriage. The separation marked a major turning point, not only for the family, but for the farm itself. The property, once jointly owned, needed to be divided. Amy ultimately sold her share to Matt and moved off the farm, starting a new chapter with her now husband, Chris Marek. This left Matt as the sole owner of Roloff Farms. While he retained control of the land, the symbolic impact was clear. The unity the farm once represented had fractured. Still, Matt continued maintaining the property and running the popular pumpkin season events, often with the help of his children, though participation varied over the years. In a stunning move in 2022, Matt listed a 16-acre portion of Roloff Farms for sale at an asking price of $4 million. The announcement shocked fans and family members alike. It wasn't just that part of the farm was being sold, it was which part. The listed portion included the family's iconic farmhouse, the red barn often seen on the show, and other central features of the property. Matt explained his decision as practical. With growing responsibilities and aging health concerns, he felt it was time to scale back, but not everyone agreed with how it was handled. Perhaps the most painful fallout from the attempted sale was the conflict it exposed between Matt and his sons, Zack and Jeremy. Both had reportedly expressed interest in buying part of the farm and continuing the family tradition. However, negotiations broke down, and the talks ended in bitterness. Zack, in particular, publicly criticized his father, calling Matt's actions manipulative and accusing him of misleading the family about his intentions. Matt, in turn, defended himself, stating he was offering a fair opportunity and that the business decisions he made were necessary for the long-term viability of the property. These disagreements played out on national television and in the press, leaving fans heartbroken and divided. For many, it felt like watching the unraveling of a dream that had been nurtured for years. The farm, once the symbol of the family's strength, had become the focal point of its deepest rift. After failing to find a buyer at the original asking price, Matt decided to pivot. Rather than let the property sit idle, he transformed the farmhouse into a short-term vacation rental. Through online platforms, fans of the show could stay in the actual Roloff home, complete with many of the original furnishings and decor. The vacation rental was moderately successful, with many guests enjoying the nostalgia of staying on the farm. However, it also came with its own challenges. Managing bookings, maintaining privacy, and keeping up with the maintenance on such a large property added stress to Matt's already busy life. Over time, it became clear that this arrangement was not a permanent solution. The 2025 relisting and major price drop. Now, in 2025, Matt Roloff has relisted the 16-acre parcel of Roloff Farms, but with a major price adjustment. The new asking price is $2,895,000, a notable reduction from the $4 million tag from 3 years prior. According to real estate experts, the new price is more in line with the current market and reflects the farm's unique but somewhat niche appeal. The listing includes a 5,373 square foot farmhouse with 5 bedrooms and 5.5 bathrooms, granite countertops, and stainless steel appliances, a home theater, 2 offices, and a finished basement, multiple outbuildings, including barns and workshops, sweeping views of the countryside, mature landscaping, and spacious lawns. The property continues to carry the legacy of the show and the Roloff name. While it may be just real estate on paper, for fans and potential buyers, it represents decades of storytelling, hard work, and emotional investment. So why did Matt choose to list the farm again now? Several factors likely played into his decision at 63. Matt is looking for a simpler, more manageable lifestyle. Managing large-scale property maintenance and public events is increasingly taxing. Matt has teased several new business projects and construction plans, including building a new dream home on another part of the property for himself and his fiancée, Karen Chandler. With Little People, Big World officially ending after 25 seasons, there's no longer a need to preserve the property as a set. This offers Matt more freedom to sell without interfering with production schedules. The original asking price may have been too optimistic. With the new pricing, the chances of finding a serious buyer are much higher. As of now, Zack and Jeremy have both moved on. Zack lives in Washington State with his wife, Tori, and their children. He's focusing on family life and has distanced himself from the farm. Jeremy and his wife, Audrey, purchased their own farm property and have also grown their own brand and projects away from the Roloff family business. Amy, for her part, appears content in her new home and marriage. While she still participates in pumpkin season occasionally and maintains a public presence, she no longer has any ownership stake in Roloff Farms. Remains optimistic about the future, despite the difficulties. In interviews, he has said he hopes the land finds new life in someone else's hands, and that the farm can continue to be a place where dreams are made. The future of the 16-acre parcel remains uncertain. It could become a private residence for a buyer interested in rural living, a new commercial enterprise, perhaps as a retreat or bed and breakfast, a hobby farm or agricultural project, a community space for weddings, events, or educational programs. The property has infrastructure and charm that could suit many purposes. For the right buyer, it offers an extraordinary opportunity to own a piece of television history with real-world potential. Matt still owns the surrounding 80-plus acres and intends to stay involved in farming and land management, albeit in a more scaled-back capacity. His plans with Karen, including building a custom home, suggest he's planning to stay in the area for the foreseeable future. With the show officially wrapped and the property up for sale, it truly feels like the end of an era. Little People, Big World debuted in 2006 and offered a unique perspective on parenting, family life, and overcoming adversity, particularly for people living with dwarfism. It gave viewers a look at a loving, complicated family that just happened to live on a farm and just happened to be on television. The show broke barriers, generated empathy, and created a community of fans that has lasted for nearly 20 years. The farm was the setting for that story. Selling it now symbolizes the Roloffs' desire to move forward and close that chapter. The fan base has responded with a mix of nostalgia and sadness. Social media comments range from expressions of support to concern about what will happen to the farm. Many are still hopeful that one of the Roloff children will step in and keep the property in the family, although that seems unlikely. Others appreciate Matt's transparency and pragmatism. Running a large property is no small feat, and few people understand the pressure of keeping up appearances literally for millions of viewers. The fact that the farm lasted as long as it did under family management is a feat in itself. Matt Roloff's decision to sell a portion of Roloff Farms again, this time with a major price change, marks a turning point not just for the Roloff family, but for reality TV history. It's a bittersweet moment filled with reflections on the past, decisions shaped by both heart and head, and a forward-looking approach to personal peace and practical responsibility. The farm may change hands, but its story is forever etched into the lives of those who built it and the millions who watched it.